Welcome back to the alternate history of the British Empire, Imperial Federation. This is Part 8, covering the years 1990 to 2000. As the Imperial Federation entered the 1990s, marking its 80th anniversary, things were looking relatively positive for the largest political union in the world. The main political adversary of the Federation, the Soviet Union, seemed to be falling apart at the same time, and the Imperial Federation was strengthening its bonds. The 7th Imperial Exhibition and Games, held from May 20th to November 15th, 1990, took place in Wembley Park, London. Although things seemed to be looking up for the Federation, underlying divisions persisted in many parts of the empire, and economically, the early 1990s witnessed a worldwide recession. At the beginning of the year, on January 20th, 1990, the Dominion Defence Forces of India clashed with separatist Muslims in the Kashmir province of India. The violence between Dominion government forces and Muslim insurgents caused much of the Hindu population of the province to leave for other parts of the Dominion or other parts of the Federation. In other parts of the Federation, Dominion governments attempted to heal their past wrongs, such as in the Dominion of South Africa, when on February 11, 1990, Nelson Mandela, a popular civil rights activist in the Dominion, was released from prison after nearly 30 years. Also in February 1990, the Republic of Argentina and the Imperial Federation restored diplomatic relations for the first time since the war over the Falkland Islands 8 years prior. 1990 also saw significant advancements towards the Imperial Federation's goal to put humans in orbit by the end of the century. On April 30th, 1990, from the Queen Victoria Space Centre in the Dominion of East Africa, the Imperial Space Agency launched a rocket carrying the newly constructed Imperial Space Station, known as the Imperial Space Lab, into orbit. The goal was for Imperial astronauts to make a journey to the space station in the following year. In the summer of 1990, violence from the Irish Republican Army continued when on July 30th, an Imperial Member of Parliament from the United Kingdom, Ian Gow, was assassinated by a car bomb outside his home. Another IRA assassination attempt occurred a few months later when, on September 18, 1990, the IRA made an attempt on the life of retired Imperial Air Chief Marshal Sir Peter Terry and his wife Lady Betty Terry, as they were fired at while in their home in England. Sir Terry was hit 9 times and his wife was also hit. Both would survive the attack. On October 3, 1990, a year after the fall of the Berlin Wall and 40 years since the split of Germany post-World War II, East and West Germany finally reunified into the Federal Republic of Germany. By late 1990, Imperial Prime Minister Margaret Thatcher's popularity had declined significantly. On November 28, 1990, she resigned as Imperial Prime Minister, and the ruling Imperial Conservative Party replaced her with Sir John Major as Imperial Prime Minister. In early 1991, IRA terrorism struck again when on February 7, 1991, they launched a mortar attack on the Imperial Prime Minister's residence, 10 Downing Street, during an Imperial Cabinet meeting. No one was killed in the attack. On March 23, 1991, a civil war broke out in the Dominion of Sierra Leone when a group called the Revolutionary United Front, RUF, attempted a coup against the Dominion government. The group was primarily funded and supported by the totalitarian government of Liberia. Although the RUF was funded by a foreign government, there was also popular discontent with the Dominion government, as Sierra Leone was considered the most corrupt dominion in the Imperial Federation. Much of the money made from the Dominion's resource wealth was distributed very unevenly, and much of the corruption within the government saw the degradation of the Dominion's civil institutions. Due to the relatively underfunded Dominion Defence Forces of Sierra Leone and the fact that no Imperial troops were stationed in the Dominion, the RUF occupied large swathes of northern and eastern Sierra Leone by the end of 1991. Instead of fully committing Imperial troops, the Imperial Armed Forces directed the Dominion Defence Forces of Ghana and Nigeria to support the Dominion Defence Forces of Sierra Leone. The Royal Imperial Air Force also supplied limited air support. The imperial government led humanitarian missions to help refugees fleeing the conflict. On May 16, 1991, Empress Queen Elizabeth II became the first British monarch and imperial empress to address the Congress of the United States. A couple of days later, on May 18, 1991, a historic moment occurred when the Imperial Space Agency successfully launched 4 imperial astronauts into orbit. Helen Sharman from the United Kingdom, Andrew Thomas from the Dominion of Australasia, Mark Garneau from the Dominion of Canada, and Rakesh Sharma from the Dominion of India were lifted off from the Queen Elizabeth Space Centre in the Dominion of Carabania and became the first citizens of the Imperial Federation to reach orbit and inhabit the Imperial Space Lab. Their mission lasted 2 weeks, during which they would run experiments and ensure the Imperial Space Lab was functioning properly. Tragedy struck the Dominion of India when Dominion Prime Minister Rajiv Gandhi was assassinated as a result of a suicide bombing in the city of Sri Perumbudur in the province of Tamil Nadu on May 21, 1991. At least 14 others, in addition to Gandhi and the assassin, were killed. A member of the Ceylon Tamil separatist organization carried out the attack. The organization had been carrying out terrorist attacks throughout the Dominion of Ceylon and the Dominion of India to advocate for Ceylon to leave the Imperial Federation. In late 1991, the Imperial Federation's greatest enemy, the Soviet Union, was finally defeated. On December 8, 1991, the leaders of Russia, Belarus, and Ukraine signed an agreement officially ending the Soviet Union. On December 12, 1991, the Dominion of Nigeria officially relocated its Dominion capital from Lagos to the newly constructed city of Abuja. Construction on the new capital began nearly a decade earlier. The purpose of constructing a new capital city was to bring more economic development to the interior of the Dominion and to help offset the overcrowding Lagos was experiencing. The year 1992 began with celebration. Not only had the Soviet Union collapsed, but on February 6, 1992, Empress Queen Elizabeth's Ruby Jubilee was celebrated across the Federation as citizens celebrated her 40th year on the throne. From February 22nd to March 25th, 1992, the Imperial Cricket Cup was held in cities across the Dominion of Australasia. In the finals, the Dominion of India beat the United Kingdom to win their second title. On April 9, 1992, Imperial Prime Minister Sir John Major's Imperial Conservative Party was re-elected. A day later, the IRA detonated a bomb at the Baltic Exchange in the City of London. 3 were killed and 91 injured. In late April, the civil war in Sierra Leone took a turn. Due to the Dominion government's ineffective response to the RUF and the disruption in government diamond production, a group of officers in the Dominion Defence Forces of Sierra Leone launched a military coup on April 29, 1992. The coup sent Dominion Prime Minister Joseph Momo into exile in the Dominion of Ghana, and the Dominion Provisional Ruling Council took control of the country. From June 12 to July 12, 1992, the Imperial Cup of Football was held in the cities of Kingston, Nassau, and Port of Spain in the Dominion of Carabania. The Dominion of East Africa beat England 1-0 to win their second Imperial Cup. In 1993, the civil war in Sierra Leone intensified. By the end of the year, the Dominion Defence Forces of Sierra Leone, with the help of Dominion Defence Force troops from Ghana and Nigeria, had pushed the RUF rebels to the Liberian border, yet the conflict continued. The year 1994 saw both positive and negative developments for the Imperial Federation. On April 20, 1994, the Dominion of Rhodesia, in a gesture to help heal the racial divisions of the past, revealed a new flag to better represent the diversity of their dominion. And 7 days later, the Dominion government of South Africa appointed the formerly imprisoned civil rights activist Nelson Mandela as Governor-General of the Dominion, making him the first black Governor-General of that Dominion. 1994 saw another civil conflict break out within the Federation. On May 4th, fighting broke out in the Dominion of Southern Arabia. Separatist groups in the northern part of the Dominion, which had previously been part of the Republic of Yemen, took up arms against the Dominion government to re-establish the Republic of Yemen. The conflict saw intense fighting, but due to the large number of imperial troops in the Dominion, the conflict only lasted until July 7, 1994. The conflict resulted in 7,000 casualties, and the leaders of the rebellion were put on trial and imprisoned. In more positive news, on August 31, 1994, the IRA announced the complete cessation of military operations as part of the Irish peace process being negotiated. Due to the success of the Imperial Armed Forces during the rebellion in the Dominion of Southern Arabia, the Imperial government ordered the armed forces to become fully involved in ending the civil war in the Dominion of Sierra Leone. In March 1995, Imperial troops began operations in the Dominion. From July 7th to August 13th, 1995, the Empire Games were held in the city of Victoria in the province of British Columbia, in the Dominion of Canada. The year 1996 saw the end of the IRA ceasefire when on February 9, 1996, the IRA detonated a truck bomb in London, killing 2 people. A few months later, the IRA detonated another truck bomb in the city of Manchester. Although no one died, 200 people were injured, and it was the largest bombing in the United Kingdom since World War II. From February 14th to March 17th, 1996, the Imperial Cricket Cup was held in cities across the Dominion of India. In the finals, the Dominion of Ceylon beat the Dominion of Australasia to win its first title. In the civil war in Sierra Leone, the Imperial Armed Forces began seeing major successes in 1996. During the summer, the RUF had been pushed back to the Liberian border, and on November 30th, 1996, the Revolutionary United Front finally surrendered. During the 5-year-long conflict, the casualties among the Dominion Defense Forces of Sierra Leone were around 8,000. Dominion defense troops from Ghana and Nigeria saw nearly 2,000 casualties, and Imperial troops saw 300 casualties, including 25 killed. The RUF suffered around 15,000 casualties, with most of those being deaths. Most tragically, thousands of civilians were killed and brutalized, and nearly 2.5 million became refugees. Many refugees traveled to other parts of the Federation, with the dominions of Nigeria, Ghana, Canada, and Caribania receiving the most. To restore order, the Imperial government established provisional imperial governance over the Dominion. From March 14th to April 12th, 1997, the Imperial Cup of Football was held in the cities of Lagos and Abuja, in the Dominion of Nigeria. In the finals, the Dominion of Australasia beat the Dominion of Canada 2-1 to win their first Imperial Cup. 1997 was an imperial election year, and on May 1st, the Imperial Labour Party formed government for the first time in 18 years. Imperial Labour Party leader Sir Kamlesh Sharma became the first non-Caucasian Imperial Prime Minister. He was born in the city of Varanasi, in the province of Uttar Pradesh, in the Dominion of India. On August 31, 1997, tragedy struck the Imperial Federation when Diana, Princess of Wales and wife to the future Emperor King, was killed in a car crash while on a visit to France. A week later, on September 6th, billions of people from across the Federation and the world tuned in to watch the princess's funeral at Westminster Abbey in London. On November 17, 1997, in the city of Luxor, in the Kingdom of Egypt, a group of Islamic terrorists opened fire on a crowd of tourists at the Temple of Hatshepsut. 58 tourists were killed, along with 4 Egyptian Defense Force members. The 6 terrorists escaped and were later found to have taken themselves out. On December 11, 1997, after 44 years of service, the royal yacht HMY Britannia was retired. the imperial government announced that a new royal yacht would be commissioned by the year 2000. The year 1998 saw an important election in the Dominion of Sierra Leone, when, on February 8th, the Dominion elected its first government since the conclusion of the Civil War. Sir Ahmad Tejan Kaba became the fourth Prime Minister of the Dominion of Sierra Leone. The Imperial Federation received further positive news when on April 10, 1998, the Imperial Government and the IRA signed the Good Friday Agreement. The agreement brought an end to the violence between the Imperial Government and the IRA that had caused the deaths of over 3,500 people. Although Ireland didn't gain full autonomy from the United Kingdom or Dominion status, the Irish legislature gained more autonomy within the UK, including the right to appoint judges to the High Court of the United Kingdom and the appointment of one of the UK's 4 allotted judges on the Imperial Supreme Court. On February 7, 1999, King Hussein of the United Kingdom of Mesopotamia died at the age of 63. His son, who was a former lieutenant in the Imperial Army and, at the time of his father's death, a colonel in the Royal Mesopotamian Defense Force, became King Abdullah II of Mesopotamia. From May 14 to June 20, 1999, the Imperial Cricket Cup occurred in cities across England. In the finals, the Dominion of Australasia beat the Dominion of India to win their second title. As the 20th century ended, by all odds, this federation made up of 23 different dominions was still intact after 90 years. After 2 world wars, countless civil conflicts and terrorist violence throughout the decades, the Imperial Federation still managed to put people in space, be the largest military force, and be the second largest economy on the planet. What started as one nation ruling over a quarter of the globe grew into a federation where imperial subjects became imperial citizens. Join us next time to see how the Imperial Federation deals with a new century. Thanks for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe. If you haven't yet done so, go back and watch the other videos in this series.